All right. We are walking my dog. See her? Kind of, not really. Anyway, so I want to talk about how we are all working on certain things in our lives, whether that be your New Year's resolution or if that is just something that you want to work on any time of the year. You know, there's never a bad time to start. So for me, I have started a number of goals, one of which is I'm taking back my health, I'm taking back my body. I used to be a very extreme athlete, not necessarily doing sports, but I was extremely conditioned. And so, you know, I let myself go for a number of years. I had a number of injuries. You know, as you age, your body starts to do these things and you're like, okay, how do I start to navigate these new constraints that I am trying to move, towards my goals, but at the same time respecting your body. And so for me, because I do come from an athlete's background, I'm able to really allow myself the ability to push hard. But sometimes you have to learn that there needs to be balance and you need to respect your body's ability. Sometimes, showing up is good enough. Sometimes being messy is good enough. You need to recognize that just starting, just being there, being consistent is good enough. You don't have to be perfect. There were many times, I'm so hard on myself that I want to push myself to do better and be stronger and, go longer. But at the same time, I know mentally and physically my body is capable. But after a little bit of a hiatus, you have to respect where your body is, even if you want to go all out. So being able to understand your body is an interesting concept. I would say it's kind of like being in tune with the people around you. For example, my body, maybe I have some issues in certain areas. And so it's like the care that I give my dog, the amount of attention and acknowledgement to her every moment's needs and moods and wants and desires. Those are the things that you have to pay attention to within each part of your body. And so being able to understand and recognize what are your areas that you need to work on, being okay with just having slow days that, they're just kind of giving you momentum, or even if you're not the kind of person who enjoys working out, then allowing yourself the compassion to be able to just start. And regardless of whether you did something or not, but showing up and gradually building that 1%, 2%. I was talking to this runner today. He was incredible on the treadmill, and this older guy, and he was telling me about how he got into running. He's not an avid runner, but he just slowly increases his pace by 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and it's really all about training your mind. And so that goes with everything in life, training your mind, training your body, and being able to show up consistently regardless of whether you're feeling it. You don't want to injure yourself, so of course make sure that you're pacing and allowing yourself the ability to have those slow days even when you don't want it. That is also pushing yourself. And I guess for me, this is something that I want to work on 2026. I really let go of my nutrition. And I mean, for me, even having smoothies before when I was an athlete, I loved it. I would have the same smoothie recipe every single day. I have no qualms about eating the same things every single day, and it really helped me transform my body, my mind. But at the same time, after a number of years, that gets pretty tiring. And so, I have to start to create new systems and try to make things more enticing and, training my mind now. My mind doesn't like smoothies, but I know that smoothies are going to be the trick to getting my nutrients, to really helping me with my goals. And so now the things that I don't enjoy, I have to tell myself that these are now my rewards. I enjoy working out. I love moving my body. I love, playing my music that I don't get to listen to unless I work out. Sometimes I will listen to it if I need that momentum, if I'm doing hard tasks I don't want to do. But when I'm working out, that attaches my love for music to my love for movement. And so I'm able to use that and apply it to other areas when I do need a little push. And also being able to understand what it is that you don't like and transforming it into something that your brain thinks you do like. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't like math. People told me that because I'm a girl, or just in general, it was assumed in your environment, these stereotypes that when you don't like something, you are accustomed, or when basically girls are not supposed to be good at math, blah, 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 whatever. So, I trained my brain and I told myself, oh, I love math, even though it's hard, even though I suffered, but I ended up being really good at math. So things like that, even with your body, I don't like smoothies anymore, but I'm telling myself I love smoothies and it's going to be a reward. And that is how you train your mind, because now I've exercised, I'm going to have my smoothie as my reward, and you kind of just stack those habits. So atomic habits, stacking those habits. And finding ways to build that momentum to start your day. And when you do, you'll be surprised. The endorphins are going to really build that momentum. Sometimes it helps to create these groups of people that can encourage you, and that's great. And then at other times, you want to make sure that people are not going to be having their ceilings become, having their floor become your ceiling. So you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people. And if you don't have that, it's okay to just go alone, just have games with yourself and try to one-up yourself every time. So being able to acknowledge where you are, being forgiving of where you are, there's no shame in wherever you are on your journey, because the greatest commandment is that you are willing to acknowledge it and you're willing to try. So, with that, I am starting my health journey. I think it is extremely important because, as a realtor, I'm going to want to have that energy. I'm trying to, just not even in general for my career, but just being able to be there for the people around you, to be able to have and live your best life. You need to have your body. You need to take care of your body, and you need to recognize that you are in this life with your body. And so if you don't take care of it and you allow yourself to neglect it, and it's so easy and it's okay if you have neglected it, because the world can be a very hard place to live in. The world can be a little overwhelming at times. And if that happened and you focused on other areas that you were juggling, applaud to you. You did a great job. And now it is time to refocus and find that love for your body, because your body will take you further than you can imagine. Of course, your mind will take you further than you can imagine. Don't neglect that either. But at the same time, you know, for me, I want to do this because I think documenting the journey is very important. You know, there are a lot of people out there who are struggling, who maybe they don't necessarily have the motivation. And if you don't have the people around you in your real world, you can always find people online. So yeah, with that, bid you adieu. Just wanted to put that out there. This is going to be a thing. I'm going to start a little blog, who knows, whatever. But let's see where it goes. All right, a little bit of accountability, part 2. I want to say I really didn't want to have this smoothie. Even though it's supposed to be a reward, really didn't want to do it. And I had a little bit of, unhealthy food yesterday. I wanted to have a part 2 of that, but instead I chose to reward myself with a smoothie. And I'm just gonna keep telling my brain, this is the reward for a very fun morning. So yeah, I'm surprised actually. I was feeling pretty good after having like a sip or two. It's still pretty tasty. I made an unhealthy smoothie. I put a lot of peanut butter, just pretty sweet. But that's okay because I'm having the smoothie and that's the first start. I think that, yeah, as long as it's messy, but you're having a little bit of momentum, that's good. And just trying to, I guess, feel good about myself. I had a lot of water this morning. That's something I'm also trying to work on as a goal. And so when I'm exercising, I'm drinking more water. And then I'm having my smoothie in the morning. So I am fueling my body. And eventually, who knows, maybe I won't even need any caffeine. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base and say that things are gonna go great. It's, starting to build some momentum, and I hope that you guys are finding the things that you want to do with your life to build that momentum as well. And yeah, cheers. See you guys soon. Lots of love and good vibes.